Stop what you're doing right now. Go watch the casual parlay video. It has its own video aside from the bets that drop later in the week. Go watch the casual parlay video because we feeling good. The casual parlay is 7 of his last 11. The rest of the bets probably drop around Thursday. Ladies and gentlemen, the UFC returns to the world-renowned Apex Arena for UFC Vegas 105. Lerone Murphy versus Josh Emmett. I'm here to give you my full card predictions, breakdowns, who I think will win these fights, and maybe where I might sprinkle a little bit of money here and there. Share this to somebody that really enjoy just like you did. Let's not waste no time. Let's get into the main event. Lerone Murphy versus Josh Emmett. This is a straightforward fight. Josh is way more dangerous, while Lerone represents more the new guard. Probably a bit sharper in his skills. Both guys can wrestle. Two different striking styles when they're on the feet. Josh Emmett is probably, he's more one-dimensional on the feet than Lerone is. But like I said, he's very, very dangerous. We saw Dan Ige was able to hurt Murphy real bad early in their fight. But some can argue that Dan is more diverse in his boxing attacks. We all know that Josh's blueprint is come forward, stay in your face, impose his will, be physical. Lerone can be physical in his own right, though. But he likes to finesse. He likes to be more of a finesse fighter in there. The longer the fight goes on, the more Lerone Murphy is in favor to win, but Josh carries that power late, and he's always live for a finish. I'm going to pick Murphy, but I'm probably going to bet Emmett inside the distance, no action, because he's very, very durable. He went 5 rounds with Ilia Topuria, for crying out loud. Inside the distance, no action means if he gets a finish, the bet hits. If it goes to a decision, whether he wins or loses, I get a full refund. So, pretty low-risk bet there. Now we got the co-main event. Pat Sabatini versus my dude. Shoot to box's own, Joe Anderson Brito. I'm predicting violence. I'm predicting brutality. Joe Anderson is my guy. He's a guy who's I'm extremely confident in this matchup. I'm all over Joe Anderson Brito. Probably the most nasty and brutal fighter out of shoot the box. He's also super duper durable. Wild power and athleticism, crazy scramble ability, will to come forward and just impose his will. A high-level marauder. Pat Sabatini's a grappler. Isn't opposed to striking, but he doesn't want to. He's pretty stiff on the feet. Very, very hittable. I think he averages less than 2 strikes per minute. He wants to get his hands on his opponent or cause some kind of scramble and lock in a submission. That's what he wants to do. The problem is Bruto's going to be bigger. He's going to be more dense. He's in the gym with high-level BJJ practitioners, so he's getting so many different looks on a daily basis. He can scramble. And on the feet, it's not close. Pat is wildly hittable. Like I said, I think Brito can stay safe on the ground. And when it's on the feet, he's going to make every moment count. I think Brito is going to find a TKO first round. If it does go in the second, he's still going to find a TKO. I got Joe Anderson Brito by TKO. Brutal finish over Pat Sabatini. Now we got Cortavius Romious versus Chang Ho Lee. Romious, he's a good grappler. Powerful shots, but it's usually one at a time. Okay on the feet. He comes forward. I like his takedowns. He can chain them together. Always looking for a finish on the ground. Chang Ho Lee's probably more well-rounded than Cortavius. He walks around. He walks across distance, stays in your face, tries to overwhelm his opponents, and tries to land bombs. He's okay on the mat. Can be taken down. He can secure takedowns as well. I think a plus 3.5 on Cortavius is probably a lock. I'm going to pick Lee, though, because I think he could push Cortavius against the fence in the small Apex cage. It's going to be a close fight. I think Cortavius will be able to secure takedowns on Lee and use Lee's pressure against him, but I'm just going to pick Lee. I'm going to pick Lee. Now we got Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Martin Buday. Extreme mismatch here. All you have to do is watch Andrei Arlovski versus Martin Buday, International Fight Week 2024, to know how much of a mismatch this is. I actually had money on Martin in that fight, and boy, was I sweating. I was sweating for my money. You know, Kennedy is far more dangerous, much faster. Complete mismatch. You better hop on Kennedy now before he comes to minus 750 like David Martinez did last week. Okay, I got him at minus 250. I think he's up to minus 350 at the recording of this video. He'll probably be 400 by the time you're seeing this video. Jump on him. What are you waiting on? Now we got Brad Tavares versus GM3. I'm really happy to see this kind of matchup for Brad. You know, I'm really happy for him. And this is a tough matchup for GM3 because Brad's best skill is the kryptonite to GM3's best skill. GM3 already isn't that great of a wrestler, and a lot of his subs come from his opponents taking him down. But Brad has all-time great takedown defense. Jose Aldo level takedown defense. Brad is also super tough on the feet. Far better boxer in this matchup. I don't like MMA math, but Brad held his own against Jung Young Park. And GM3 is no Jung Young Park. I'm all over Brad. Smart guy who isn't going to lose from a low IQ moment like a Jordan Vucinic. Brad is my clear pick. But GM3, he's always going to be alive for a crazy scramble. But I think Brad's going to take the path of least resistance, be smart, make Meerschaert struggle to even be. I think Brad Tavares is going to be stronger in the clinch situations too. I think Brad should win this one pretty clear. Maybe like a hold your breath moment because GM3 just pulled something out of his ass. But other than that, nah. Now we got Torres Finney versus Robert Valentin. Two pretty reckless guys. Two fun guys. How about that? I'm picking Torres Finney, though. I don't think it's a coincidence that the guy who just got taken down and brutalized on the ground is up against the burly and physical wrestler with gnarly power. Torres is a car crash, man. On the feet, Robert is very, very dynamic, extremely creative. But these crazy attacks make the takedowns more live, more easy because he puts himself in bad positions. He's a much longer striker. On the feet, it's probably gonna be a problem. But I think Torres is literally gonna bulldoze Robert after Robert throws some crazy attack and just brutalize him on the ground. I think Torres is gonna ground and pound or maybe club and sub. I think he's gonna be Robert Valentin. I think he's gonna finish him in the first round. Moving on, we got Osbourne versus Gurule. This is a tough one. The dog might be barking here. I'm going to play a small amount on Buday. His odds keep getting wider and wider. Buday's battle-tested, man. A veteran of the game who was probably fighting for his contract. Long, fast, and powerful. I think he beat Lazy Boy, by the way. And he's fighting a guy making his UFC debut. We know how the UFC debuts have been going, and I want to say he's undefeated. Yes, he's undefeated. And Luis is riding that undefeated, and it's looking pretty good. He's riding that record in and out with his movements, looking for finishes, has good cardio, pretty well-rounded. But he's been fighting at the Kentucky State Fair. Buday is the toughest out at 125 for a UFC debut. The problem is we've seen Buday lose time and time again from failing to stuff takedowns. So we're going to learn a lot about Buday, and we're going to learn a lot about Luis. Luis can wrestle, but I'm picking a vet. Back against the wall, I think Buday gets it done. A lot of people look at it as if, yeah, he's going to be cut. He's fighting for his career. I think that's going to add an extra fire under Buday. And Buday strikes me as a guy who doesn't like to disrespect. Okay, you want to try to feed me to the wolves, to a UFC undefeated prospect? Let me show you who I am. I think Buday Osbourne gets this done. Now we got Davey Grant versus Daniel Santos. Another shoot-to-box brother. Here we go. Daniel's a marauder as well. Common shoot-to-box fighter. Same as Joe Anderson, Brito, but not as durable. He recovers well, but he gets hurt. Similar to Felipe dos Santos, he comes forward with a kitchen sink, looking to make something happen. He just won't make something happen. Davey Grant, some would say, is the kryptonite to that style. I was in Tampa for his last performance against Ramon Tavares, and I was left uninspired. Ramon, he stood at range, absolutely did nothing, and Davey struck from range. Nothing very powerful. Nice combinations, I guess. Had some volume, but he was just at range. He was very, very comfortable, very safe in that fight. Ramon wasn't really putting pressure on him at all. He was walking forward, but he was just walking into punches. Daniel Santos is going to stand at range, throwing one punch at a time, and do nothing. Davey has good volume and cardio, but so does Santos. I'm rolling with Daniel. I think this could be a sneaky fight of the night. I'm looking forward to it. I'm riding with my dude. I'm riding with my dog. And the odds are getting closer and closer and closer. He's becoming less of a favorite as time goes on. I will bet him before they step in the octagon and the ref says time. I'm on Daniel Santos, baby. This is a shoot-to-box showcase right here. Now we got Diana Belbita versus Dione Barbosa. Barbosa should get this one done with relative ease. Her judo's really good. She's imposing. She can volume strike, but she wants to get it on the ground. On the ground, she's working. She can be wrestled against, but there's a clear difference between judo and wrestling. Diana not wrestling. Okay, she wants to kind of have a dogfight, high volume and bang. She can be taken down relatively easy and dominated. Meatball Molly subbed her. I'm picking Barbosa. That's a lock. We got Reese McKee versus Daniel Frunza. This is another tough one for me to pick because I've been burned time and time again from UFC debuts. But here we go. We got tough UFC career for Reese. Khamzat Chimaev, 2020 Alex Morono, got cut. He comes back, lost to Angelosa, and then lost to Chidi Nzechukwu. That's tough. Well, Reese says he's a long striker. He wants to use his range to pick his opponents apart with his speed. Has hurt opponents on the regionals and Cage Warriors and things of that nature, but not necessarily in the UFC. UFC debutant, I don't know. Daniel Frunza is a bit of a marauder. Pressure, pace, throwing bombs, good cardio. Always looking for a finish. We're gonna learn a lot about both men. Is Reese a product of bad luck and bad matchmaking? Or is Daniel really this crazy knockout machine? We'll find out. We will find out. I'm gonna pick Reese McKee because I'm quite frankly over UFC debuts. You know, I want to pick Reese. UFC debuts, man. I'm gonna pick Frunza. Tape shows he comes forward, he bombs away, he's trying to make something happen, and I think that can give Reese problems. With Reese on the back foot, I think it can. Kentucky State Fair though. I'm picking Daniel Frunza. Let's move on. We got Lookboonme versus Estela Nunes. This is Loma all day, man. Nasty Muay Thai, fast, quick twitch. Has been able to wrestle as well. Performed well against Sam Hughes. 3-fight win streak against a 4-fight losing streak. 6-5 in MMA. Estela Nunes. She's a kickboxer. She's a pretty good kickboxer as well, but it's two clear different points in their careers. And Loma has the grappling in her back pocket. This should be a clear win, and I may parlay her with Barbosa and see what it returns. It's probably a minus 200 parlay, though. My sportsbook literally hasn't acknowledged that this fight and the Barbosa fight exist. Like, they don't even acknowledge the existence of those fights. But I imagine they're huge favorites. We've been running through this. That's what I like to do. We got Victor Henry versus Pedro Falcao. I like Victor Henry to have a classic performance here in this matchup. Super duper high pacing and pressure and volume boxing. Falcao likes a high pace too, though. He's not as good of a striker. Maybe more crisp, but that doesn't mean you're the better striker. Pedro may want to wrestle, but Victor is a good wrestler too. Victor has been here for a while. I think he could overwhelm Pedro Falcao here. Not much for me to say. I think Victor's just going to outwork Pedro. Look like the guy who's having the bigger moments. Look like the guy who's really trying to push the pace. And I think he's just going to overwhelm Pedro here. So I'm picking Victor Henry. Old man Victor Henry. Now we got last fight of the card. We got Vanessa Demopoulos versus Talita Alencar. I actually met Vanessa at International Fight Week last year in a line to hit the little power bag. You know, the bag, you hit it and the number pops up. I have no idea what her number was. I know it was way higher than mine. I know when she hit it, that motherfucker cracked. Everything was flexing. It's crazy, like, she was really cool, but it's crazy how small she was. It's crazy how some of these fighters are so miniature. Like, a guy like me, I'm shorter than 99% of my friends, male and female. I'm taller than Josh Emmett. That's crazy to me. Anyways, I'm picking Vanessa. I think both women aren't that great, but Vanessa has far more experience. Talita is, like, really bad. Like, but I'm high on Stephanie Luciano. That was her last fight, and Toledo was able to make her work, I guess. But she just looked so bad in there. Like, she wants to wrestle. She wants to take her opponent down, but she can't wrestle. In her striking, she's lost. She's so lost on the feet. A lot of money's coming in on Toledo, too. And Vanessa actually flipped to an underdog. She was a favorite. I'm going to play Vanessa because Vanessa has nice volume. She likes to push a pace. She likes to get in the pocket. Her takedown defense is really bad, though. But Toledo's takedown offense is really bad, though. So I damn near think it's going to wash. Maybe Toledo gets her down. Titi's going to try. That's all she can do. But I think Vanessa's going to be able to hold her own and really just outstrike her. Her takedowns suck, but she's going to shoot. I'm siding with Vanessa. And I'm going to bet her. Toledo's just really bad. That's going to wrap this up. Like, comment, subscribe. Share this to somebody I know you enjoy just like I did, just like you did. Check out the Casual Parlay video, man. Check it out. I have another video tomorrow. I'm trying to upload a lot this week. And I want to get away from just being the analytical bet at week to week type of channel because I want videos that people are going to care about next week and the week after that. You're not going to care about this video next week. Just not. So, we want to have more content. We want to have more variety. That's it for me, though. Don't be stingy. Share me. Don't be silly. Always jump that gilly. You ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get up out of here, man. Yeah.